When I talk to people all around the world, whether it's an entrepreneur, a student, an athlete, or a parent, there's one thing that always stands out. Everyone says they want more success, more love, more peace, more confidence, more freedom. But when it comes time to actually do what's required to have more, to become more, they freeze, they hesitate, and they tell themselves, maybe later. That right there is the silent killer of potential, the addiction to comfort. See, comfort feels safe. It feels familiar. It gives you the illusion of control. But what it really does is slowly trap you in a cage that looks like peace, but it's really just disguised pain. It's the pain of untapped potential. And that pain is heavy because deep down, you know you're capable of more. You know there's more inside you, but comfort whispers, don't risk it. Don't stretch too far. What if you fail? So you play it safe. You stay small. You repeat what's familiar. You trade your destiny for a sense of temporary ease. But here's the truth. Comfort is not peace. Comfort is slow death. It's spiritual rust. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you weaken that muscle that's meant to carry you through life's biggest opportunities. Think about it. When was the last time you truly felt alive? Was it when everything was easy? Or was it when you were challenged, scared, uncertain, but you still pushed through? Growth doesn't come wrapped in a blanket. Growth shows up in the form of discomfort, risk, and struggle. People think mastery starts with talent. It doesn't. It starts with the willingness to get uncomfortable, to do the things most people refuse to do. Because the difference between those who wish and those who win isn't intelligence. It's hunger. It's courage. It's the refusal to settle for the warm embrace of mediocrity. You see, comfort tells you, stay here. You've earned it. But mastery whispers, keep going. You're just getting started. The problem is, most people stop at the first sign of resistance. They stop when things get inconvenient. They stop when they don't feel like it. They stop when someone tells them no. But the ones who master life, they're the ones who train their mind to do what's uncomfortable until it becomes natural. They've conditioned their nervous system to find certainty inside uncertainty. Let me tell you something powerful. Your brain is not designed to make you happy. It's designed to keep you safe. And safe doesn't mean fulfilled. Safe means predictable. That's why most people live the same year 80 times and call it a life. They never grow because they never stretch. They never risk because they never believe they can handle the fall. But the truth is, you can handle so much more than you think. You've already survived things that once felt impossible. You've already overcome moments where you thought you were done. So why play small now? Every person who's ever achieved mastery, whether it's in sports, business, art, or life, had to confront this same choice to stay comfortable or step into growth. They weren't superhuman. They just refused to let comfort define them. Think about an athlete waking up before dawn to train while the rest of the world sleeps. Think about a young entrepreneur facing rejection after rejection, but still showing up the next day with fire in their eyes. Think about a parent working 2 jobs, but still making time to dream bigger for their family. That's mastery in motion. That's someone who understands that comfort never built greatness. I remember talking to someone once who said, Tony, I just want to be happy. I don't want all this struggle. And I said, what if I told you the struggle is the path to happiness? Because happiness doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from growing beyond it. It comes from knowing you gave everything you had. It comes from realizing that you are stronger than your circumstances, smarter than your doubts, and braver than your fears. You know what's fascinating? The people who chase comfort are never really comfortable. They're anxious, restless, bored. Why? Because the soul knows when it's shrinking. You can lie to your mind, but your soul knows when you've stopped growing. And that internal discomfort, the kind that keeps you up at night, that quiet frustration you feel, it's not a sign that something's wrong. It's a sign that something inside you wants to expand. It's a signal that your comfort zone has become too small for who you're meant to be. And if you don't listen to that signal, life will start giving you louder lessons. You'll start losing opportunities. You'll start losing passion. You'll start feeling disconnected. Life is always trying to evolve you, but it can't do that if you're clutching the safety net. There's a reason the saying goes, ships are safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are built for. You weren't built for safety. You were built for expansion. You were built to create, to serve, to grow, to experience the depth and richness of life. You might say, but what if I fail? My friend, failure is part of the process. It's not the opposite of success. It's the price you pay for it. The real tragedy isn't falling. It's never trying. Every person you admire failed more times than you've probably even attempted. The difference is, they didn't let failure define them. They used it to refine them. They saw failure as feedback, not finality. You see, when you live in comfort, you're not avoiding pain. You're just trading it. You're trading the temporary pain of discipline for the permanent pain of regret. And regret is far heavier than effort. Regret is what eats you alive when you look back and realize you didn't even try. And that's the kind of pain that doesn't fade. That's the pain of knowing you settle for less than who you could have become. So how do you escape the trap of comfort? You make discomfort your new comfort zone. You start small. You do one thing every day that scares you. You have the tough conversation. You wake up earlier. You push your limits in the gym. You learn a new skill. You say yes when fear tells you no. Because every time you do, you rewire your brain. You start teaching yourself that uncertainty is not danger, it's opportunity. And as you lean into that discomfort, something incredible happens. You stop being afraid of change. You stop being ruled by fear. You start developing a kind of confidence that no one can give you and no one can take away. It's the confidence that comes from evidence that you can do hard things, that you can keep your word, that you can fall and still rise stronger. When you live this way, you don't just grow, you transform, you start attracting better opportunities, better relationships, better energy. Because the world doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you're ready for. And when you stop choosing comfort, you're telling the world, I'm ready. I'm ready for more. I'm ready for growth. I'm ready for mastery. Now, some people might say, but I just want a peaceful life. That's beautiful. But don't confuse peace with passivity. True peace isn't avoiding life's storms. It's learning to dance in the rain. It's the calm confidence of knowing you can handle whatever comes your way. And you don't build that in comfort. You build that in challenge. When you stretch beyond comfort, you awaken a deeper version of yourself. You discover parts of you that you didn't even know existed. You begin to trust your instincts, sharpen your intuition, and expand your vision. You stop surviving and you start living. So the next time life gets uncomfortable, don't run, don't hide. Smile, because that's the moment life is giving you a gift, the gift of growth. It's saying you're ready for the next level. It's inviting you to master the one thing most people never do themselves. Because the moment you stop chasing comfort, the moment you start saying yes to discomfort, is the exact moment your life starts changing. Comfort might give you rest for a day, but growth will give you purpose for a lifetime. So don't fear discomfort. Embrace it. Chase it. Make it your ally. Because on the other side of discomfort lies everything you've ever wanted and the person you were always meant to become.